Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Phenomenal Views. I'm your host Nick Smith, and you know what? I bet you all are wondering, Nick, why is there a certain movie that you have not reviewed in the year 2013? It was amazing. It beat Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, at the box office. And when I mean beat, I mean boxing match Christopher Titus stand-up when he was having a fight with his wife or his girlfriend at the time, and they were switching back words, and every time he was acting like a boxer, he kept getting blows to the stomach and counting 1, 2, number 10, he's done. Yeah, that's right, Frozen. Frozen knocked Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, out of the park. Like, out of the park. Paranormal Activity, the marked ones was a fail, according to the box office tickets. So, for all those who already know who don't know, Frozen is a movie about two girls who are sister. There is Elsa and there is Anna. Anna is a little redhead and Elsa is a girl with powers. Now see, the thing with these two characters is they really act like brother and sister, and they are so adorable. When they're the voice actors who did a very good job in this have very good chemistry with each other, and they made it work phenomenal. Now, something that you should know, the two characters, Elsa and Anna, had two different voice actors for each character. They had a young child actor and a main adult actor. And so, I mean, just the fact that they had two actors, and these kid actors pulled the characters off phenomenal, and the adult actors even did a phenomenal job as well. But the fact that these little kids can pull off great songs like "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?", which I love that song. But probably my favorite song in this movie is "Let It Go, Let It Go," and words. Don't worry, the music video will be in the description box and also you can comment on the comments below. So, but anyways, the story is about how these two kids who live in this humongous castle. I mean, these girls are loaded. And so, like, when they're out downstairs playing and they make a snowman, and, like, as Anna keeps going faster and faster, Elsa has to keep using her powers and making it faster. One time, she can't use her power fast enough. She throws ice, and it hits her in the head. And so, you know, she's unconscious, so she calls for her parents, and her parents' immediate reactions are, "This has to stop. You gotta stop using these powers. You have to control them." So what do? They take them to these trolls, who are rocks, and they roll, you know, and there's even a joke where they say rolling, and it's funny. But anyways, so they're like, we can take the ice out of her right now, but if it was in her heart, she would freeze this, she would die. So what they decide to do, just to make sure that this doesn't happen again, is make Anna forget Elsa has powers. But the troll is like, we'll keep the fun. You know, you'll still have a relationship with your sister. She just won't remember that you have powers. And the thing I hated about this is the parents. The reason why Elsa can't control her powers is because her parents wouldn't let her use them to her advantage. You know, how else are you going to use your powers or get better with them if you don't use them? I mean, it's like you're wanting to, it's like if a cop, he's wanting to become an expert marksman. You don't expect a cop to become an expert marksman without having any practice. You know, you don't expect, what? You think he's just going to run out there and go, "All right, headshot. It worked in Call of Duty. Why isn't it working here?" But no, and I hate it. I hate this. They always do this with people in TV shows or movies. There's people who like, yes, you have powers. We think this is a beautiful, natural thing. Use them, but don't let them control you. Or there's the holy crap, you have powers. You are the freaking devil. You are the devil. You are the devil. No. You cannot use these powers. Go to your chamber till the rest of your life. And so, but the troll says, you know, you can use your powers for good, or you can let fear consume you, and the powers will consume you. And unfortunately, that's what happens, because Elsa stays in her room for years. And we get this back and forth moment of how these sisters, who used to be really close, but the parents are like, you know, it would be best if you just stay in your room. And so the powers keep getting stronger and stronger. The parents are like, here, wear gloves. It'll make it a lot easier for you to control them. Okay, once again, let her use her powers! Use her powers! I mean, it's like okay. X-Men Evolution. Scott has the power of laser beams through his eyes. In X-Men Evolution, Magneto puts his brother in a machine that allows him to use his powers with his control. Eventually, Scott gets turned into an adult version of himself. He doesn't even have to use the glasses anymore. I mean, yeah, he got turned, but it's called practice with the powers, you morons! But, you know, I mean, that's the only gripe I have with this movie. But then we get a sad moment. The parents go on a boat, and they die at sea. So now the only people left are Anna, who is princess, and Elsa, who will become the next queen. Years go by. I think they said... when the parents die, it's 3 years later. And, you know, it's this ball where they finally open the gates for one day only. And Anna's, like, running around the palace, like, you know, like, she's, like, excited. You know, it's like when you take a little kid to the amusement park for the first time, like, yay, yay, but, she's running around the castle, and she's hoping, you know, oh, I hope I find that true love. I hope I find that true love. Running around, looking at the paintings, and she's all like, you know, I hope that we'll talk, we'll eat chocolate, we'll dance, we'll finish each other's sentences. And then she runs into a guy named Hans, who they hit it off really well, and she's like, you know, I'll see you at the dance tonight, and stuff like that. And so, like, they hit it off really well. And we get the ceremony where Elsa finally becomes queen and Anna becomes a princess. And so she still can't control her powers. So, you know, when she's holding anything that she touches with her hands, she will freeze. It's like Blackout from Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Anything he touches will turn to ash. Or Rogue from X-Men. If she doesn't wear her gloves and she touches someone, she will drain their powers and kill them, or if she chooses. But that's not the point. But she holds the items, and right when they're getting ready to freeze, she puts them back. And then we get to this dance where the sisters actually bond again. You know, you get this bond. They get the bond back. You know, like they're finishing each other's sentences. You know, they're talking. They're acting like they used to when they were kids. And so then she runs into Hans again. Like we get another song called "Life Is an Open Door," and it's sung by Anna and Hans. And so, like, he's like, you know, let's do something crazy. Will you marry me? She says yes. Cuckoo, cuckoo. But they do make a joke about this later on. But, so, you know, everyone who gets married, they want blessings from their families. And so Anna goes up to Elsa and she's like, we're getting married. Can you give us our blessing? How long have you known this person? How long have you known this person? And that's like every common day now. Like nowadays, you'll see people who have only known each other for like a month or a week. Of course, there are some people who date for 6 months and then they get married, but that's not the point. The sister's like, you know, I'm not going to give my blessing. You don't know this man. You know, there's going to be no wedding, nothing. I'm sorry. Ball's over. Close the gates. And so, like, Anna starts getting upset. Why won't you let me in? Why are you shutting me out? What did I do to you? And she's like, enough. You don't want to make me mad. And she takes her glove off, or Anna takes... I cannot edit that out, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But, she takes the glove off, and then she's like, I said enough. All of a sudden, the powers. The ice powers. And everyone is like this. Witch! 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 Get the pitchforks! Get the torches! Get it all! Witch! So, like, everyone's like, oh, sorcery! You must die. So, then, when all that happens, she runs to the mountain, and... you know, that upsets Anna. She wants her sister back. And that's the thing. Anna is a great character. The thing with Elsa's character is amazing. But the fact is, on the outside, she's having this, yeah, I'm calm, you know, just leave me alone and everything's fine. But on the inside, she's afraid of what will happen if she uses her powers at all. You know, it's like people who are afraid of their gifts. You know, they're like, step back. You know, I don't want to hurt you. That's the thing Elsa has been struggling with her whole life. It is because her parents never let her use her powers. It was because they were afraid of the unnatural. It's common nowadays, or in movies and TV shows, but they do this a lot. They've done this like in TV shows constantly and different movies. So the fact that she has not used her powers at all, it's the reason why they're as strong as they are and she can't control them. But when she runs to the mountains, she all of a sudden realizes, hey, I don't have to be Miss Perfect anymore. I can use my powers. I can let it go, let it go. Yeah, we get the song Let It Go, and it is so awesome. Like, when she's running in the snow, she's using her powers. She's using them to build stuff. She builds a freaking palace out of pure ice. It decorates it and designs it and everything. She makes a snowman, Olaf, who is a funny character. And as Anna is on her way to meet her sister, when the ice castle is built, she gets knocked off her horse, and she leaves Hans in charge of the palace while she goes in search of her sister. So it is, and this is all taking in the place of summertime, by the way. So, they're trying to survive the winter until Elsa can turn it back to summer. And so, like, Anna's trying to get to her, and she runs into Kristoff, his reindeer, Sven, who they do actually introduce into the beginning of the film. He is not rushed in. The beginning of the film actually starts with these, I don't know what you could call them, icework people. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call them, icework people. So, like, it shows, like, them, like, cracking up the ice, and we actually see Kristoff as a child with the reindeer, because he's grew up with this reindeer his whole life. So when he sees the parents of Anna and Elsa take Anna and Elsa to the trolls, and so instantly, they bring him back in the story, and they explain how he knows the trolls when he comes and visits the trolls with Anna after she gets hit in the heart. But they explain where he's been all this time. And she runs into him when she has to buy some shoes to climb the mountain. He's all covered in snow. And the relationship between Kristoff and Sven is so hilarious. It is so funny. It had me cracking up. Whenever the reindeer gave an expression, Kristoff would act off of that expression. So, like, whenever they would be talking, he would make sound effects for the reindeer, but it would be exactly what the reindeer was thinking. They have a brother bond, and it is just so hilarious. But, so she buys all the stuff that he needs, and he agrees to take her to the mountain to go see her sister. And so, they run into a bit of antics. They get chased by wolves. She throws like a lantern or something and almost hits him and almost sets him on fire. You almost set me on fire! But so, when they're going to go find Elsa, they actually make fun of this. Because if any of you have grew up with the original Disney movies, you will know that at the end of each Disney movie, the princess or the girl has only known the guy for a couple of days. So they make fun of this, and it's hilarious. Like, wait. You got engaged to someone you don't know? What's his favorite color? What's his shoe say? What's his shoe size? What's his last name? What are his parents like? The normal questions. And it's just so funny, because in every Disney movie, that's what it was. Snow White runs into Prince Charming. Can't remember kisses or wakes her up. True love. Sleeping Beauty. Somewhat of the same thing. Cinderella. Same thing. Beauty and the... Well, actually, no, I don't think you can count Beauty and the Beast, because they actually took time to get to know each other. But the point is, it's hilarious of how they make fun of this when that has been the original plan in almost every single Disney movie. So, they run into Olaf the snowman, and it's just so funny. He's innocent and he's clueless, but it's funny. He walks onto a thing of ice and he's like, "Oh look, I've been impaled." It's so funny. The voice actor who did this, Jonathan G, did a good job at this character. I loved this character. He didn't even care. When he would talk about summer, he would be talking about how he's going to be laying in the sand and stuff. And Kristoff was like, "You've never dealt with heat before, have you?" He was like, "Nope." And so I was like, "Well, you should know." And whenever he was going to break the news to him, and it would be like, "Don't you dare tell him that." "We're not going to tell him? Shut up." But, like, the fact is that he is so innocent and so funny. He is an adorable character. He is a very lovable character. Oh boy! And so they finally get to Elsa's mansion, or Ice Palace or whatever. And when before they get there, Anna's like, "So we're gonna climb. Which way to climb the mountain? That way." So when she's trying to climb up the mountain, which she only gets a couple of feet, he's like, Olaf is like, "Hey guys, I don't know if this is going to help, but there is a staircase right around this hill, right around this rock that will lead you to exactly where you want to go." Oh, it's so funny. But then we get the confrontation between Elsa and Anna about how Anna's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to push you, you just shut me out for years. She wants her sister back, and she's trying to do everything she can, but Elsa is still afraid. The fear is controlling her, and she's like, no, you need to get back. I'm going to hurt you, and I don't want to. Stay away. And then it happens again, except this time it hits her in the heart. But she's fine for right now. But when she gets back to Kristoff, her hair starts turning white. And so the horse runs actually back to, runs back to Hans, and so he goes and finds her, and there's been this old guy in the movie who wants the throne, who, for some reason, I don't know why, wants the throne, they don't really explain, but he takes a group of people to go find the princess and the queen, and so the guy's like, alright, she has sorcery, take her out. Kill her. And so we get the whole battle scene. She makes a freaking snow giant. A snow and ice giant. They offend him. And it's funny. She made him as like a guardian or whatever. And Hans eventually kills him. When Kristoff takes Anna to the trolls, the trolls are all like, oh, you should marry her. Like we get a dance montage by how they should be married and stuff like that, and like how he's a bit of a fixer-upper, and it was, these characters are awesome. But then when they were getting ready to do the ceremony against their will, Anna passes out. And when Anna passes out, the grandpa, the leader of like Papa Smurf, basically, except he's made of stone and he's not blue. He's like, I can't, this is very dangerous magic, I can't do it this time because it was in the heart. The only way that this can be stopped is a true love's kiss. So he's instantly thinking, alright, I gotta take her back to Hans, Well, when he gets her back there, we find out that all he wanted was the throne. And this guy played it off. I didn't really expect it. I thought it was just going to be someone, that wasn't really important. He was just going to be shrugged off. But no, he was wanting the throne the entire time. So he's thinking, if I married you on the honeymoon, I could just stage an accident and then I would rule the throne. He wanted the throne. So then, when we get the battle between the people who were trying to kill Elsa, she gets knocked out. And she wakes up in a prison cell, and Kristoff is playing, Hans is playing both sides. He's saying, we have to kill Elsa. When he goes to Elsa, he's like, Elsa, your sister is dead. You shot her in the heart with ice and she's dead. And like, that breaks her. And she's already turned everything to ice, but I guess this turned everything more to ice. And then Anna gets frozen. But she finds out that Kristoff is her true love. And, she gets frozen. So, and, Kristoff arrives too late, but then all of a sudden, we see Elsa, who's broken, and she just sees her sister frozen. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she hugs her. And I believe she either just hugs her or kisses her sister, but either one, it breaks the ice. Because it had to be true love, but not it didn't exactly have to be a true love's kiss. Even though that's what the trolls believed, they didn't think about, well, what if it was from a relative who truly loves her? Not on the lips, but and then everything becomes summer again, because she figures out, everyone who has powers, there's different triggers. Like, for example, in Charmed, Piper's power is her anger, her rage. Leo's is love. His healing ability is love. Piper's blowing up and freezing people is her rage. So when she found out that love is what can undo the ice, she does it. And then they decide to open the gates. And then everyone is happy, and then Kristoff gets a new sled, and then her and Anna live happily ever after, and then all of a sudden everyone is okay with Elsa using her power. She's freezing stuff. She's kind of making another ice house, but she's not making it permanent. And she does this little thing for Olaf, making it snow on him forever so he won't burn up in the summertime. And they dispatch of Hans. So, and this movie was great. I've never watched it before until I watched it with my little niece, and I loved it from beginning to end. This movie is definitely deserves one of the movies of the year. Definitely deserves one of the top awards of, movie of the year.